and still undefeated, Malcolm the Machine Wellmaker!
I want to say if it weren't for my mother, may she rest in peace, her sacrifices. If it weren't for my dad, Papa, donde estés. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here right now. You guys wouldn't be supporting me. So thank you.
Tracy Cortez!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous! Listen to me, we're at it!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Jimmy is off, spreading his comedy and love, and I'm here with the Schmo. What's up, Schmo?
It's great to be back with the Hall of Famer, Matt Serra. Let's go, baby. UFC 322, Madison Square Garden, Fight Week. Excited to be back on UFC Unfiltered with you.
Dude, I'm so happy. I'm happy to see you. Before we started, I don't want to say anything, but you had your glasses off, and I'm introducing myself to you. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's fucking Schmo. You're the opposite of, like, remember if Clark Kent's got the glasses on, they're like, that's really just Clark Kent. You take those glasses off, anybody stopping you for autographs, or you have to put the glasses on before they do that?
A little mix in between. We switched up time and time, but to keep the Schmo sanity, when the glasses are on the face, over the bridge of the nose, we know when to get ready for action. But when they're off, we can be myself. It'd be kind of crazy if I was two guys all the time. So I have to know when to switch it off here and there.
You ever do it? How's your wife doing? She's still reporting?
She's still reporting. She's doing great.
Listen, I live in a cave. If she did something recently and I missed it, I'm sorry. But she's still, you guys are a reporting couple.
We're a reporting couple. We're going everywhere. Do you know where we just came back from, Matt?
No.
We were just in Arkansas. We just got a tour, an exclusive tour of the Bryce Mitchell farm, and we were doing an opening of a Dave's Hot Chicken with the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. So we're Derek Lewis and Bryce Mitchell.
Oh, wait, are you taking your show on the road?
Show on the road. Schmo on the go.
I wonder if Malcolm Wellmaker knows the Schmo. Do you know Malcolm?
Malcolm is a hot guy, 10-0. I mean, everything he's done in the UFC, he's made a name for himself. His two fights that we saw have been absolutely electrifying. That's why he's got the MSG card, and he spent quite a few years in construction. Made a great name for himself here.
He was a welder. I was going to pause after you said he's a hot guy. I didn't know where you're going with that. Hey, let's get Malcolm Wellmaker in here. Yo, Malcolm, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Good to see you again, bro. You're always smiling, as you should be.
Yeah, man. It's only right.
I was just watching you on Embedded. You know the Schmo, by the way.
Good to finally meet you, Malcolm.
Oh,
how you doing, brother?
Before.
It's great. Yeah, no, this is the first time, and it's going to be through Zoom. Malcolm, very exciting watching you fight. A lot of nerves, maybe. Madison Square Garden. The stage keeps elevating for you.
You know, I talked about it recently, but man, I don't feel as nervous as I thought I would. You know, I feel more excited than anything. Every time I talk about the matchup, every time people, ask me about how big the moment is, I just think about how excited and how much energy I felt when I walked out in the other arenas, and I just expect it to be that times, 100 this weekend.
10-0 in MMA, 2-0 in the UFC. Have you ever lost in anything, Malcolm? That is the question. What sport did you play? I know you were a welder, and that's. Thank God you put that behind you. You're done with the welder.
Yeah. I don't walk away.
Truly living the dream. What about the sports when you were younger? What did you play? You might have told us last time, but.
Yeah, so the only thing I ever did was like Little League basketball. I played up until like I was 10 years old, but that was it. And I was a bench warmer. Like, bro, I was no good. So I don't have too much success in sports before MMA.
Now, I want to ask about your friends and your family back home because, you know, you were a full-time welder. For how long did you do the welding?
Since August of 2015, so close to 10 years.
Close to 10 years of that. You didn't have much of an athletic background as far as with sports. You did some basketball. So,
Mhm.
what does everybody say when they see you out there just slaying? When they see you on the world stage, putting people away in the first round, and what's the talk back home like? Well, where'd this guy come from? What is it?
Just that, most people who do know me never knew me for anything athletic. So when it became, I was not just fighting, but I was having success and doing it at such a high level, it caught a lot of people off guard.
Schmo, do you realize that Malcolm he logged in only 7 minutes and 5 seconds in the cage across all his fights?
And that's why you're living up to the nickname The Machine, just like the bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili. Do you feel like having
Right.
that same nickname as The Machine, you have to go out and not just win, but perform to the level that you're performing at?
I do. Obviously I've been going by the machine for a long time, but when I got into the UFC and I'm in the division where the reigning champ is also the machine, and we're both from different Georgias, obviously, and even when I fought Chris Mutino, that's somebody that Sean O'Malley fought that I knocked out that he didn't. So like my name continuously gets associated with Marab's in a good way. And so there is an expectation that, if my name's in that conversation, I have to perform. And so far it's been working out.
Did anybody ever bring up to you that you look like Ben Henderson? No.
Every day.
They
Every day. I
do?
was Yes, Ariel just said that yesterday, but I told him a story that, the guy called Pops, he's the one that started the gym. Before I ever even got in shape, when I was still like throwing up at workouts and stuff, he was showing me pictures of Benson on his phone saying, you could be like this. And like that was like my vision of the goal.
It's
It's
almost
crazy.
it's almost better that he left a while ago. Otherwise, you might be running into people at events, kind of like me and every other bald guy. They're like, "Hey, man," they think I'm Joe or Dana sometimes.
Thank you, Volkanovski.
Yeah, you know what? That's more
Yeah,
appropriate. He's around my
yeah.
height.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, it's I get the comparisons all the time. All the time.
He had those lethal calf kicks too. But when you're going in there, you got the looks, you got the flashy lifestyle, bantamweight too. When you look at this division and you look at the opponents that you face, is it about the name or is it about the experience? What is it about your fighting that you want the world to know about Malcolm Wellmaker?
Man, it's a lot. As far as an athlete, I want people uh to admire my fight IQ, my footwork, my shot selection, things that I think are easily missed by casuals. Those are things that I pride myself on, that I watch high level fighters do and I take note of, and I feel like that's what makes me what I am. The knockout power is big, but without the ability to land it and the ability to keep the fight where I want it, it has no substance. So those are the things that I want to put out there as an athlete, but as a person, I guess like a role model, I just want to be the guy that beat the odds, that came from a background with no prior, experience and is fighting at the very highest level.
So as you continue to grow, are you the type of fighter to watch tape on your opponent? Do you know much of Cody Haddon? Is that something you leave to the coaches? Or are you more concerned about you yourself and your own performance?
A little bit of everything, man. Like we have a balanced approach. So I watch my opponents. My coaches watch my opponents. We have a roundtable discussion. I have my own thoughts. They have their thoughts. We're very involved with one another in the way that we come up with our approach for what we expect from him and how we expect to approach him as well. And I usually leave the idea for what the knockout shot will be to my coaches, and then that's kind of what we focus on leading up into the fight.
Are you still? Where are you training out of now? Are you still in Augusta?
Yep, still in Augusta, Georgia, with the same camp.
It seems your gym in your hometown seems to be building an MMA identity around around you and your gym. What makes the
Fagler. Yep,
Fagler's
Fagler.
MMA
Yeah.
so family like compared to big camps? How do you like the smaller camp compared to that big
You
camps?
know, it's one of those things where you kind of got to come in and experience it to feel it. But almost every athlete, every person that comes to do like some type of like, interview or anything like that, they always at the end of that first experience say how welcoming and how much of a family we feel like. They can see the way that we joke with each other, the way that we talk to each other, the way that we train with each other, the playfulness, but the seriousness and how we pour into each other and the culture. You don't have to be a top tier athlete to get the same attention that we're getting from each other. We still work with the lower level guys, the newer guys, the guys that's on the amateur circuit, or the guys that haven't even gotten into competition yet. Like that was how I got to where I am, because my coach was a pro when I started on day one, and he treated me like one of his actual peers and got me to where I'm at. And you just gotta feel it.
I hear you, man. We have that out here in New York. We don't, some gyms they look to recruit new guys. They look for,
Hmm.
oh, this guy looks good. Let me get him in here. And other guys, they work with what they have. And if you could build up a champion
Right.
or champions from that, that's really saying
Hmm.
something. The guys that
Yeah.
brought you to the dance, you're still with them.
And that meant so much. Like, and there was days, because obviously our business hasn't always been super successful, and it was days where we didn't know if we was going to be able to stay open. And I remember having that thought that if I couldn't do it with my team, I wouldn't want to go to the UFC. I just go and be a pipe fitter, hit the road, and make some money. And yeah, I'm so glad that we made it here together.
Hey, man, that's so refreshing to hear nowadays.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Malcolm. I know you got a heart out soon. It's so again. Listen, this weekend, Madison Square Garden. Everybody yelling about the White House. The White House is exciting, but we got
Yeah.
history at this place where you're fighting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that adds a little something to it. There was legends fighting there, and you are a legend in the making, Malcolm. That's a tongue twister if
Thank
I ever
you.
heard one. Malcolm, man,
Thank you,
listen,
brother.
we love watching your rise here. It's amazing, and there's nothing wrong with seeing a second round if it goes there. But I'm not going to
That's right.
complain if you ended as usual in the first. This
That's right.
weekend versus Cody Haddon at MSG. Malcolm, come on again soon, please.
I
We love
will. I
talking.
will. I love talking to you guys, man. Y'all always treat me like gold.
And you looked great on Embedded, man. You look like a freaking superhero on that thing.
Nah, I felt so good, bro. I went in that gym. I did way more than what I was supposed to do, but I'm excited. I'm ready to get in there and do what I do, man.
Dude, looking good, feeling good. You got the
Yes,
world
sir.
right here. Malcolm,
Yes,
all
sir.
our best. And we'll talk to you soon, bro. All
Thank
our
you.
best for this weekend.
Appreciate it. Y'all
Take
take
care,
it easy,
Malcolm.
Yeah,
brother.
Malcolm. Hey, I'll tell you, Schmo, we got a hell of a card this weekend.
Hell of a
Hell
card.
of a card.
And a great kid too, Malcolm, by the way. Great kid.
What a nice guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, let's get right to it. Let's get to it. Me and you, Schmo. Let's get to it. I don't know where to start. I mean, I'm looking at how blasphemy putting Pat Sabatini on the early prelims.
Yeah, not
Blasphemy.
not even the prelims or early prelims. This card is stacked. Gerald
It is
Mearshart.
totally stacked. Uh, let's start in a weird spot.
Okay.
The last fight on the prelims is that fight that really gets people going to go, I need to get the pay-per-view. Bo Nickal versus Rodolfo Rivera or Rivera. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yeah, Schmo. Uh, hey, man. Battle of the ground game. I know they both have some stand-up. How's that one going? Bo Nickal has some answers to be questioned.
Bo Nickal was looking invincible.
Has some questions to be answered.
Questions to be answered. No, it's all good, man. We hear you. We're on the same wavelength. But he was looking invincible. He was undefeated. He was on a tear. We know about the Penn State wrestling accolades. He comes into MMA and he's winning. He's starching guys. And then he goes up against RDR, and RDR humanizes him. He nullifies that great American wrestling. He uses the jiu-jitsu. He finds a way to break into Bo Nickal and break him down. And it was probably the first time in a long time, for sure, in his professional mixed martial arts career, that Bo Nickal had to look himself in the mirror and ask himself again, am I that guy? So now he's going up against Vieira, a guy who's got all these accolades on the ground game in jiu-jitsu. And now we're going to see that American wrestling against that Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And we're going to see what Bo Nickal is really made of.
Hey, do you think he can get back the Schmo-mentum?
I think he can get the Schmo-mentum. I think it's a psychological thing because we know he's got the brute strength. We know he's got the training accolades. We know he's got the right regiment. But if he gets the mind right, we can see the same Bo Nickal that we all thought is on a trajectory and a chance and an opportunity at middleweight gold.
If I had him on here, I would ask him that. Are you still that guy? When he lost, how many people came out saying, you all thought he was this guy? It's not me saying this. I'm just saying what the crowd says. They're very fickle. He's not that guy. He's too small. He got exposed. That's, again, not me saying it. I like Bo. But, that he got beat up. He took some bad punches and that knee crushed him.
Yeah.
How does he bounce back from that? He's got the right dance partner. In a sense, I feel Rodolfo will it will become a grappling match at some point. I think. Look, Rodolfo's a 6-time IBJJF champ, I want to see what he's got off his back. But Bo Nickal, sometimes you've got two grapplers. Next thing you know, it's a sloppy stand-up fight, Well,
Bo Nickal took a fast track in his mixed martial arts world, and he had great training partners, obviously spent a lot of time at American Top Team in South Florida, and his evolution of his stand-up, he tried to work it in the Paul Craig fight. A lot of people were just saying boring fight, this and that. Not the schmo, but just hearing it from the wavelengths on the internet. But you could see a guy in his evolution of mixed martial arts, just not trying to be a wrestler, not trying to be a ground guy, but by trying to be an overall mixed martial artist. Yeah. And then he's trying to evolve, and you see the level of competition step up. And look, I know it's not a good look in RDR's last matchup, in his last fight. Arguably, he wins that fight. He's the next in line to fight for the middleweight title. But RDR, what he was doing to guys, what he's doing to the Kevin Hollands of the world, when he's able to submit guys, take shots, he was on a fast track himself, and both these guys, just from their most recent loss, you get MMA fans turning their backs on these guys, but you cannot ignore what they did to get to that far in the dance. And I'm very, very intrigued, Matt, by this matchup. And I think for Bo Nickal, I think if he continues the course and he's got the right psyche, I think this is a turnaround matchup for him because I think he's got a lot of strength to nullify Vieira's strengths here.
Is it me or did he look? I felt he looked small next to RDR. Am I crazy? RDR's big, but I don't know. I felt he looked smaller, but there's no way Bo Nickal's getting to 170. That's not happening.
No, I think middleweight, it is what it is. He might not be one of the biggest middleweights, but I think when it comes to RDR's length, it's deceiving for a lot of people. And RDR is the type of guy in a different promotion who also fought at light heavyweight too. So let's not forget. This guy's, he's tall, he's lengthy, he's got the range, but he's fought at higher weight classes as well. It was a bad matchup for Bo at that juncture of his career.
This main card is insane. Yeah. But Neil don't like it. Rock the Casbah. Rock the Casbah. But Neil don't like it. I just like that you're going along with it where Jimmy usually cringes. Thank you, Schmo. Thank you so much.
You got a better voice than
Sometimes I felt out of tune. But Neil Dariush versus Benel Saint Denis. So, Beno looked phenomenal in his last fight. Rufy. Come on, man.
And that was and Rufy, he had all the hype in the world, all the flashy kicks, the knockout styles, and everyone was just talking about him, and he stopped that train there too. kind of in a similar way that Dustin Poirier did to Benoit Saint Denis not too long ago. It's funny how this sport has a fun way of humbling guys throughout the process. You know that all about that better than anybody else, Mr. Serra.
Yes, thank you for bringing up all my losses.
No, yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, look what you did. I mean, you're a Hall of Famer. Like what you did to GSP. It's like when
Thank
you
you.
go there and you shock the world. You do something that no one sees coming. Like you've been on the end of both sides of the stick, and
Yes.
Benoit Saint Denis has experienced that. And you got
Yes.
Beneil Dariush, who was once on one of the best win streaks in this division, and then he ran into a Charles Oliveira. But Beneil's been around the block. He never shies away from a tough fight. He wants to fight the toughest fighters. And here you got Benoit Saint Denis. Two guys that won't quit. I mean, this is exactly what you want for an opener of a pay-per-view fight card. Two guys that won't quit, that more than likely is going to end with one guy finished on the canvas.
You know, the battles take their tolls. You know, it takes a toll on you. Is he still that Beneil? And I love Beneil. I mean, what a great guy. That guy's, when he's done, he's gonna go build churches and stuff. He's that guy. But man, Beneil, in his last fight, man, that really won me over. You know what I mean? And he did it in France too. He did it in front of his people. And that was a big risk to take because was it Fluffy, right? Was looking phenomenal. I mean, he was looking like just a slate killer with those whole nerds, the fighting nerds. I don't have to make a pick on this, but I am. I feel Beneil, I think he's got enough in the tank. I think he's going to show glimpses of the old Beneil. Not that he's old, but the old Beneil. And I feel the grappling will make the difference. But Beneil is he's no lemon on the floor either, but Beneil is a beast. A beast with the jiu-jitsu. I'm a jiu-jitsu nerd. I love it.
I agree. Here, the Schmo and Matt, first fight, that there's a prediction. I agree with you 1-for-1. I don't think Beneil would still be competing if he didn't believe there was still a pathway for him to attempt at the gold strap. He's got this another run in him. He feels the confidence. He wants to test himself. He doesn't fight for a paycheck necessarily. He fights because he loves to test himself against the best. And you said it. He's got the jiu-jitsu game. And I think his experience inside the octagon, knowing when to mix it up, knowing when to give the striking looks, knowing when to counter, knowing when to shoot, he's going to be able to give Benoit Saint Denis looks that will be different than what he necessarily anticipates. And I think the experience factor is going to help him, and I give him the edge there if it does end up going to a decision, or he can end up submitting him.
Now, look, the next one, a striker's delight. Neither one of these guys is pulling guard. I'll tell you right now. Leon Edwards, former champ, Carlos Pratas. I mean, you know, is this Carlos's first time fighting since
Ian Gary fight?
Since Ian Gary, is it?
I believe so. I'm going to double check right now.
I'm going to say it is. I'm going to say this is his comeback fight. Watch me be wrong. It is.
No, he beat Jeff Neal.
I'm fucking wrong. Oh my goodness, I remember that. And it looks great
too. It was that knockout in the first round.
Hey, clean that up in post, will you please? Make me look better. There's so many fights. I remember that. And first of all, you know, Jeff Neal's, that's not an easy comeback fight. That's another knockout artist. And he put him out. If I remember correctly, it was with a spinning elbow. I got that right. It was beautiful. Leon Edwards, you know, he's got his naysayers. He's got his people saying that he lost the eye of the tiger. I'm only joking. Somebody said that to me after I lost the title. I wanted to fucking kill him. But just, well, it's the worst thing you can say to somebody.
Probably.
Where do we go with this? But Leon, man, I guess we're gonna see where his head's at. Because you're gonna find out right away if your head's still in the game when you're in there with someone like Carlos Pratas.
Losing to the title to Bilal and then being submitted by Sean Brady, who, hey, if he does win this fight, arguably Sean Brady could be next in line for the welterweight title. We can discuss that as well. But hard-fought guys at the cream of the crop who are fighting to fight for that title. And Leon Edwards, is he still that guy? It's going to come down to the mental, because if you were to ask the Schmo, Matt, at this juncture right now, Leon Edwards, Carlos Pratas, skill for skill, pound for pound, mano a mano, lock him in the cage, who do you got? The Schmo's going to say Leon Edwards, but the only reason I would have any hesitancy would be what's in here between the noggin, just based off of recent results. Being the champion, losing the belt, psychologically, what does it do to you? But if it's Leon Edwards on his best, fighting with all of his weapons, the Schmo thinks he gets it done.
Leon, sometimes I see him in there in between rounds and stuff, and I don't know what's going on. I just don't know where his head's at. Like, sometimes I don't think he wants to be in there. And I know that sounds weird to say, but as a guy that's been in there, like, I mean, he was even arguing with his corner, I believe, either last time or the time before, where it's like, he's on a 2-fight skid with Bilal and Brady. You know, the difference is Carlos will give him his fight on the feet, you know? I mean, he doesn't possess I believe, the grappling to really threaten him in that area. He's good defensively. We really haven't seen, that's not really Carlos's style. He likes to stand up and put those bones on you.
But you would know the question better than most. When somebody becomes champion, not just psychologically, but the whole thing in general, how much better of a fighter do they become? And remember how bad Leon was losing the fight against Usman in Salt Lake City prior to the 5th round, where he got the headshot, boom, and everything changed for him. But remember the win streak that he was on just to get the opportunity to fight Usman for the title. We're not just talking about a stand-up striking guy, which obviously is probably his biggest strength, but he's got great grappling if he mixes it in to use it with his strengths, if he level changes, if he becomes a whole mixed martial arts in a similar way that Bilal was to beat him in the first place. I think he can for sure get the job done and beat the younger guy in Pratas.
This takes us to Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Yeah. Michael Morales, holy shit, man. 18-0 in MMA, 6-0 in the UFC. Schmo, I am probably the biggest Sean Brady fan. Short and stocky. I mean, he's 5'9", he's not 5'6". He pointed that out in many interviews. He goes, guys are always breaking my chops about being short. It's not like I'm 5'6" or anything. And I'm just like, I don't know, Schmo. I'm very secure with my height. It adds to the whole underdog persona.
You wear it well, I must say. You wear it well. No one wants to mess with you, especially the guys in the casinos locally in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They all know. They all know not to mess with Matt Serra.
That got me on TMZ. You know what I'm doing next week? I'm doing a fundraiser with Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas has a nice fundraiser, a charity thing.
Yes.
That he just gives money to, it's just helping out people in need.
Yes, is it the dinner? The dinner
yeah, I'm doing a dinner.
Yeah.
You going?
Next week? If I could swing it, I'm supposed to commentate celebrity poker next week. And then I'm supposed to do another one of these Dave's Hot Chicken with Al Kakui, Tony Ferguson in Oceanside.
How did you become friends with Dave? Is there a Dave?
I haven't met Dave yet. Some people think the Schmo is Dave when I wear my red jacket, and my real name is Dave, so it fits 2 and 2. But I met one of the big guys doing a UFC event, and he knew who the Schmo was, and we became friends, and we kicked it off.
So I'm sure this is a paid gig. You're not just getting paid in chicken. Good for you. I should be out doing shit like that.
Got to make it happen. So anyways, we're in Arkansas. It's the first ever Dave's Hot Chicken. It's in Conway, Arkansas. And the only other person I know who lives in Arkansas is Bryce Mitchell. And we drove 40 minutes to his home, his farm. Him and his beautiful wife, Erin, made a meal for us. We broke bread, and then we got an exclusive tour of the farm, and we created some content. That was last weekend. That's what we did.
I'm a huge fan of Bryce. Bryce, he spent time, he'd visit once in a while. He's friends with Aljo and Marab, and back in the day, he'd be visiting my school, and he's just such a polite young man. People people believe what they believe. The earth is flat or round, whatever they want to believe. I don't judge anybody. I judge how they treat everybody else, Schmo. Believe what you
Right.
want to believe. I'm not gonna. Doesn't make a difference. If this was flat or round, does it change my day at all?
If you were convinced, Matt, that the Schmo's glasses were green and they weren't yellow, we'd still be friends.
It makes no difference. It
It
makes no
doesn't.
difference.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is gonna make a difference? I was gonna segue into our next fight. Listen, we got Sean Brady. I give him a lot of credit for taking this fight because he's right, waiting in the wings to be. He's right up there. What is he, number three, two? What is he?
He's right. I mean, he is right there. And Michael
Right.
Morales is arguably the boogeyman in this division. 6-0 in the UFC, 18-0. You got to think, though, Matt, they must have said to Sean, you win this fight, you're next in line for a title, right? You think they got to say that to him for him to
I don't
take a
think
fight?
they're saying it, but I think Sean Brady beats this young, undefeated up and comer. I think he is undeniable. Undeniable. He just got done beating a former champion, and now he's fighting. Now they're giving him somebody who's never lost, looking unstoppable. If he even, I mean, I could see him stomping him. His jujitsu is such a high level. I really admire his jujitsu because he has a similar game to a lot of stuff I do and teach on a daily basis. And when I see him doing it, I'm studying it. I'm like, look at him in half guard. Back to back first round KOs for Morales over Magny and Burns. Now, what's impressive about that is, you know, Burns has very good jujitsu. Magny too, though. Magny's jujitsu is very good, but I feel Sean can get it there better. He's a little more explosive than both those guys. His cage wrestling, everything from his shots, and he looks very powerful. Like he looks like
Yeah.
he's got a grip of you. It's like
I don't know what he was doing with the velocity training, with the strength coach and stuff like that, but that stuff like you see big time NFL linebackers do with these explosive workouts. Sean Brady already a strong as an ox type of guy, but seeing some of these workouts he's doing, the explosiveness he's working on, the speed, he gets Morales on the ground. The question's going to be for Morales, are you going to be able to escape and get up, or are you going to be submitted? That's going to be the big question I ask there.
he
It's
looks
yeah.
explosive. He looks explosive, but guys like that, I want to see them. I mean, how many rounds did Michael Morales go? How many? I mean, what's his? I mean, he's been knocking people out also.
Yeah.
This is it, listen. I'm picking Sean Brady, but Michael Morales looks like a wild customer. You know what I mean?
I I think if Morales is going to win this fight, it's going to have to be early. It's going to have to be in the first round because I think Brady will work to break the guy, will weather
Yeah,
the storm and take out the explosiveness on the side of Morales, use the chain wrestling, beat him up, fight him in the whatever he's got to do. He's going to
body
get the job
shots,
done. Body
body
shots.
shots.
I mean, his teammates' body bags. He's going to get the body shots. We're gonna see it happen.
A co-main event, and then we got the main event. The co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko, who is just an assassin. This is a girl when she is not training to be the best martial artist she could be. She's on the gun range. She has a tattoo of a gun on her. She is just like a female James Bond. Now, Zhang Wei Li, this is big for her because she's moving up in weight. No, up.
Moving up. We're fighting for number one pound for pound female fighter in the world right here, Matt. She's moving up. I mean, this is big time. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
How does this go?
So I'll
How
say
does
this
this
too.
fight go?
The Schmo and Helen have had the privilege to go target shooting with the bullet Valentina Shevchenko. And all the skills that she has in the octagon, they translate to the field of target shooting. She didn't miss. And I saw Embedded went to the same gun range that the Schmo went to go shooting with Valentina. And it was the identical scenario. Bing, 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 bing. Pulling out, drop the cartridge, next target, next location. And she's a machine. She gets it done. With all that being said, This is such a close competitive fight because both these gals are super well-rounded, but what separates them is not just the athleticism, is the fight IQ. I think the fight IQ, it will be the difference of this matchup, and I also think there is a slight size advantage being around both of them enough that I favor in Valentina's side here. If I'm going to be put against the wall, jump off a cliff, make your pick, the Schmo's going to lean towards the bullet, Valentina Shevchenko, because of the natural size the natural size difference, also the championship pedigree, the experience factor. I think she's going to know when to mix it up, and I think she'll be able to take her down at ease more so than, let's say, Weili would be able to do to Valentina.
Valentina, I mean, can Zhang Weili, she puts everything together. Because her grappling is underrated also, I'm going to say, because everybody sees her as such a, efficient striker. Her grappling's very good. I'm with you on that, Schmo. I think that Shevchenko's got so much experience and such a skill set that I'm trying to think how Zhang Weili could, well, she's very well rounded as well. How is she going to make this leap up? Is it going to affect her at all? That's the question.
And yeah, and if anything too, would the weight slow her down, if anything at all? But is she going to submit Valentina? Is she going to knock her out? Is the power going to translate? Like, what's her path to victory here? Would she have to win through the scorecard? With Valentina, I've just seen her mix it up so many times, too. And even in the rematch with Grasso, just learning from mistakes, the championship pedigree. If you want to stand and trade with Valentina, she will find the way to pick you apart. If you want to grapple with her, she'll meet you there. She'll meet you wherever it goes. But the difference is, I think she's going to come first to the fight. She's going to be the one dictating the pace of where this thing's going to go. And I think that is going to help set the tone for her.
We just talked to Mackenzie Dern on Monday. If Valentina takes care of business, does that send Zhang Weili back down to challenge Mackenzie Dern for the belt she vacated? That's the question on my mind.
Well, I'll take it one step further for you. If we look at the flip side, if Valentina takes care of business and we got a return of Amanda Nunes, and maybe it's Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison at the White House, are we looking at opportunity for Valentina to go up to face the winner of that fight potentially and get the strap in the bantamweight division? So I think you could look at it from both sides of the coin there.
And yeah, you can do that. I wasn't doing that. You did take it one step further, Schmo. Very nice. That fight's going to be, dude, this whole card is so great.
And Tracy Cortez, that rematch with Erin Blanchfield,
yes.
Right before they were both in the UFC. And this is a highlight level fight. And arguably, this is like a title eliminator fight right here, too. Both these gals are still fairly young. And I'm pretty confident one, if not both, will hold a UFC gold strap before it's all said and done.
Erin's at number 4, and Tracy Cortez is at 8. Number 8. But, Tracy does have a victory
split decision
over Erin. But that was back a while ago. When was that? That was in 2019.
That was before Tracy came over to the Contender Series.
Oh, wait. No, it's not 2019. When was that? I'm sorry, I read the wrong date. Oh, no. Yeah, it was 2019, and that's when Erin was only 19.
Yeah.
Interesting. That was a while. That was, 7 years ago? She's 26 now. This is a different Erin, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But styles make fights. Tracy Cortez has that wrestling background that's going to give her trouble. I love rematches. Especially after some time.
Both of these ladies, their strong suit will be on the ground. And we know who Tracy trains with. She trains with the Cejudo brothers. We know Fight Ready, the camp she comes out of. And we know she's game to do everything. And both of these fighters, Matt, have had setbacks, have been on that title trajectory, have faced the top tier competition, have not come out in the winning way, but now they're on that reset of becoming champion and getting those winning ways. So this is such a pivotal fight at a pivotal time in both their careers, because you got to think the winner of this fight has that fast track to, if they're not next in line for the title, they're at least that guaranteed one fight away from that title shot.
Still have another fight to talk about, and this is exciting. The champ who needs, I think he needs a little more respect on his name with Jack Delamattalena. He needs more respect on his name, and then I stutter his name. What a prick I am. Jack Delamattalena. I say it fast. Jack Delamattalena. Am I saying Madalena Bell right?
Madalena.
Jack Delamattalena. Versus Islam Makhachev. Now, people are already talking about Islam versus the Pura in the White House. How dare they? What is? I'm getting flashbacks of when I was going to fight for the belt, and they were talking about Hughes' rematch in St. Pierre in Canada before I even fought him. I remember hearing that and getting like, hey man, F you, Rogan. F you, everybody. I was mad, but I used it the right way. I wasn't mad at them. I knew what it looked like. But Jack's got to be like, yo, come on now. He's great. And this is the thing. Islam is so good everywhere, but especially in the grappling. Jack's got some great scrambles. And I like, for Jack, the opponent that he fought right before with Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad, he possesses different threats than Islam. They're different fighters, but he is big on the grappling. You know what I mean? And that does make the difference in a lot of his fights. He's durable. He's good standing up. He pieces guys up, but then he puts a relentless grappling pace on them. He couldn't do it with Jack unless he chose too late, unless a strike changed things along the way. But in those exchanges, Jack had a lot of success with the scrambles.
And to your point as well, Bilal Muhammad spent a lot of time training with Islam Makhachev and his team too. Understanding game plans, this wrestling, there is a lot of synergy and similarities there from that front too. And I think it nailed it for the Schmo's biggest factor in this fight is Islam is going to take him down. He's going to shoot. He's going to take him down. But can he keep him down? And that is going to be the difference maker of this fight, because I think the longer this fight goes, I think the striking is so masterclass and elite for Jack Delamattalena. The way he rips the body shots, the way he changes levels, the way he puts off combinations, the way I rewatched the fight with Bilal Muhammad, the way he was able to keep going forward and rally off combinations, and the chin that he has too. I mean, I think he is a problem, and he's a big guy. And I'm just going to say this. I know Islam has definitely grappled with bigger guys, always has when he's fought at 155. And I know he's put on muscle mass, and this might be the most natural weight class for him, but he hasn't fought here before, and he hasn't fought these guys here before. And I think so many guys have underestimated Jack Della as he's made his rise in mixed martial arts in the UFC. We know about his elite striking capabilities, but working with the Craig Joneses of the world, working on his jiu-jitsu, working on his scrambles, that's the key. If he gets up and weathers the storm and takes this thing into the championship round, there's no reason why the Schmo doesn't understand why people can't comprehend we hear and still.
You know, Jack's not getting the respect he deserves. I mean, he doesn't have a loss in the UFC. He's 8-0 in the UFC. He only has 2 losses in general. The one thing I noticed about him when I rewatched, I also was watching that Bilal Muhammad fight the other day. His feet are always in positioning to punch. Like he's always perfectly balanced in both sides. Southpaw, he switches. The way he mixes up those body shots into the head to body. Oh, let's get Tracy in here. She's ready to go. But let's talk to Tracy a little bit. What's up, Tracy? Oh, she's writing the phone. You look like you just got back from doing some PR.
I did.
That's not the Tracy right out of the gym.
No, Tracy out the gym does not look like this.
a lot of press, but it's fun. No, it's part of the show.
It's part of the job. I literally, I mean, I've been busted training my ass. Oh, I don't know if I can cuss.
Yeah,
I,
cuss. We love it.
I busting my butt, and this is the time where I could be a girl, put on makeup, smile, and just relax a little bit.
Now, yeah, you fought Erin like 6, 7 years ago. Do we? How much do we put on that? I mean, is it? There's got to be something with the mental edge. I know there's. I had rematches as well, but
Sideways.
is it a? Do you look at it like a totally different fight?
100%. 100%. She was 19. I think I was like 22 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're different people. We're different. We're women. We've grown. We've evolved. We were in Invicta just starting. I mean, if our IQ hasn't gone up, then we do not belong where we're at.
Styles make fights though. Your wrestling really does. I mean, with this type of with Erin, her jiu-jitsu is so money. Your jiu-jitsu is great too. But my point is, with your wrestling base, that's great for you with Erin. I mean, now this weekend, how big are we with game planning for this? Do you let your coaches do that and say, all right, we're going to change this, and this, and that, or
Very much, very much. I trust my team. I trust my coaches. They've gotten me this far. So when it comes down to it, I show up to the gym. They've done their research, their game plan, and they strategize for me. And I go in, and they make it very stress free for me, which is amazing. I'm so lucky and blessed um for my team that I have. And they kind of just, all right, well, this is what we're working on today. And at the time I may not understand it. Like, why are we doing, like, I get a little frustrated, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And eventually, like, as the weeks lead up to it, I then understand, I see why you had me drill this. At mid sparring, I was like, I see why I applied this. So it's really cool how my team works.
And Tracy, the Schmo's been blessed to get to know you for a long, long time. I got
Yeah.
to interview you when you got that victory, you got that contract, Dana White's Contender Series. You're all
That's
over the place.
right.
You're
You
everywhere, Tracy.
were.
Yeah, I mean, you're everywhere. I see you everywhere these days. You're busy. You got so many great opportunities. But I want to ask you this: the one time in the UFC you tasted a little defeat, a little setback against the Rose Namajunas fight. What's the biggest lesson that you've learned about yourself to propel you to be in a situation like you are now, MSG, an opportunity where maybe you get this victory in this rematch where you've already been victorious? You got another title opportunity here.
I do. I'm extremely grateful. I've worked extremely hard. It's taken me a lot longer than I wanted to, but man, what a journey. That's right. Contender series. You know, that loss with Rose, it gave me a perspective of what I have to do in terms of fight IQ, technique, how I have to learn, grow as an athlete, as a person, the level of accountability within myself that I had to take to get myself to that next level. And I learned a lot in that loss, especially because it wasn't a loss against a regular girl. It was someone that I truly, I don't know her personally, but I respect her as an athlete. I mean, she's gonna be a Hall of Famer one of these, one of these days. That to me, she is. So being able to go five championship rounds with someone like Rose, a former world champion, I feel like I gained more than I lost. And for that, it's giving me the opportunity to be here where I'm at right now.
Well, listen, you righted the ship. Let's get the positiveville. Doesn't it feel, enough of the losses, doesn't it feel great to get in there? Because I'll tell you now, and I tell this to my guys and anybody who's lost the fight, you really can't, you got an itch to scratch until you kick somebody's ass again. You know what I mean? You're kind of you got the experience. It's easy to say what you just said now about Thug Rose with that fight because you righted the ship. If it happened, if you had a fight after that didn't go so well, you might be like, yeah, yeah. But you're not. How did it feel getting back in there after the tough 5 rounds, you took that experience, you used it to your advantage, you got the W. How did that feel?
Ah, it felt so good. I think I don't know. I don't want to speak for every fighter, but me personally, I did go into that fight very. I was a little nervous, because after that loss, although I'm saying right now, I gained a lot and I learned from it. I could also put into that where a part of me was very much like, oh my God, I don't want to lose again. I can't lose. I can't lose. And I went in there and I was like, I can't lose. I'm not gonna lose. I will not fucking lose. Like I'm gonna do whatever I can to win. And now being here, New York, MSG, where legends have been made and legends have fought in the same arena, it's I haven't processed it because I'm very much on fight mode and I don't wanna get sidetracked mentally, although I'm doing all this press and whatever. I'm still training, I'm still very much focused. But I'm 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 in disbelief. I
And
really am in disbelief.
Well,
and
I mean, speaking of MSG, sorry, Smo, speaking of MSG, legendary moments there, legendary fights. I mean, like we were talking before, people are talking about the White House, and they should be. It's exciting, but
Yeah.
MSG's got that, Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. It's just got that old
So
school steel. Where would a statement win rank in your highlights? The statement win over in MSG, that would probably be something amazing.
I am gonna really work hard to get that finish. I'm gonna work so hard. I'm gonna try and give it all I can. Oh man, I've been busting my ass. I'm gonna give it all I got to get a finish. I don't want I want to prove to myself that I do deserve a title shot. I've never been one to try to prove anything to anyone, especially to the doubters. I can really care less about them. It's more within myself. It's I've done all this work, like almost like me to me. Show me you belong there.
Shmo, do you have something? Because I got another one in the
I
bag.
just wanted to piggy off of what you said. I know it's a different fighter, but do you feel like because you've already fought her going into this fight, you have a psychological edge because when you did fight her, you did come away victorious?
No, not at all. If anything, I'm very very focused fighting Erin. I mean, I've said this time after time. People want to assume like, oh, Tracy already beat her, and everyone has to keep in mind that that was also, I don't take a victory and run with it and hold on to it. I win, okay. I That was yesterday. I move on to today. What's the next task? And that's how I'm seeing Erin. It's like, yeah, we won and I got that victory, but that was 6, 7 years ago. She was 19, 20. I don't know, but I know I was early 20s, 21, 22, and uh she's grown as an athlete and she's evolved. And if she hasn't, she wouldn't be here right now. Same thing with me. I've grown and I've evolved. I mean, you can look at our fight footages and we're just two different people. We're different athletes. So
That's
the game
amazing.
plan is far different than the first time that we fought than it is now.
What's the game? No, don't tell us now. She might listen. Listen, what is your, what is your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts on that co-main event with Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Lee. It is such a matchup right there. Oh, what is your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
That is a killer matchup. I am so excited for that one. I know them. They both trained at my gym before. So
Oh,
so I'm not gonna pick one. It's unfortunate. One has to lose. And I just know I will be there after I win, watching very closely to see who wins because I want to be next for that belt. And I believe after this fight, and how I finish, I could be next.
oh.
Without answering that question, do you feel like one of the fighters has more advantages than the other fighter? And you don't even have to say which fighter, but do you feel like between those two gals, one has more strengths than the other?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But they're also
Well,
very fighters. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
now
You're
I'm just
so
I want to
funny.
know who. I'm gonna have to you might have to text us after. I want to know. Hey, let me ask you, how have you evolved under your current camp compared to you like early days in the UFC?
Um, I could say this now where when I first started, fighting in the big leagues, I was very much wrestling based. Uh and if you look at old footages, my hands weren't really there. I wasn't a great striker. Uh these last couple fights I've really tried. I've focused so much on my striking and my boxing, and um it's evolved. It's evolved a lot. So to be able to go back to my bread and butter and just mix everything together, where I feel very confident in my wrestling again like I used to. I and I feel extremely confident in my striking. Like if anything, I love striking now. I want to I want to bang. You know what I mean? But it's we have a game plan, and I have to be disciplined and stick to it.
I like the way in guard how you just posture up and punish. Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes because people are afraid, and rightfully so, because you could get caught in there. But you have a way of like, oh, they're looking for a triangle, and you posture up and then go back down. I think you feel so comfortable in there because of your grappling that you don't leave something out too long where it looks like, oh, there's an arm lock there, a triangle, and then you just have really good posture. I'm just kind of stating your fighting. I'm just kind of
Thank
pointing
you.
out. I've been watching your fights. I really, and you do well with other jujitsu girls and stuff down there.
Yeah,
I think people
people
expect
do.
that sometimes.
Yeah, people do find it weird, not weird, or I guess shocking, surprising that I shoot in on these girls, these jujitsu girls. But I'm telling you, I'm really confident within myself. I feel comfortable. I'm confident, although I might not go for a lot of submissions. I mean, I do roll. I do jujitsu, and I do have wrestling, jujitsu wrestling classes and pro practices, and we do practice those things. So I just feel very confident there. I don't. I might get threatened, but it's nothing that I'm ever something where I'm super cautious, where I'm gonna push away from my style of fighting. Like my style of fighting is who I am. I just have to make sure I finesse and perfect what I lack.
Shoot, yeah. Tracy, listen, big fight this weekend. We're so happy. We're excited to watch you fight. You've been through a lot in your life, and the way through your fighting and the way you carry yourself, it inspires a lot of people, especially a lot of young ladies. I have three daughters, and
Mhm.
I want to thank you for that. You really, I think you inspire a lot of people.
Thank you. Oh my God, that means a lot to me because
Yeah, no.
I'm far from perfect, and I make mistakes, and especially on social media, it's hard. But I uh I I don't consider myself a role model. If anything, I just want to stay true to myself. And those that gravitate to me are the people that I want around me. And those that just, I mean, you guys know there's always people that are going to trash talk and put you down
Always.
regardless. And I like something that if there's something I could share to all the young ladies is misery loves company. Don't, as long as
Yes.
you're respecting yourself, you're staying true to yourself, and you're honoring yourself and those around you, and you're not harming anyone. I mean, like ignore that backlash.
That's why I got off that X or that Twitter ages ago.
Oh, I
Just
hate, yeah.
constant, just a negativity thrown at you. But you always keep it positive, and you're very genuine on the mic after your fights. So, hey, listen, the fight versus Erin Blanchfield this weekend is going to be a banger. Amazing card. We were just talking to Schmo. The early prelims are insane.
Great
So,
card.
hey, all our best, Tracy, man. We're really happy for you, and
Thank
we can't
you.
wait to watch you this weekend.
Thank
And
you so
enjoy
much.
the food after the fight. Enjoy the
Ah,
pizza.
I'm staying. If you guys have any recommendations, please let me know because I'm staying till like Tuesday. I might push it back to Wednesday. I'm such a pastry girl, so I want to go to like these pastry shops and just pick out like the best ones in town.
You're
I'm
in the
so
right,
excited.
you're in the right city for it. You know. All right, this weekend, MSG, enjoy your time in New York. All right, we're looking
Thank
forward to
you.
the fight. All our best, Tracy. Don't wait so long to come back on, please.
No, thank you for having me whenever.
You
Thank you
got it.
guys.
Take care, Tracy. All our
Take
best.
Bye.
care.
Bye, Shmo. Bye.
Bye, Tracy.
Shmo, I'll tell you, what a show, buddy. I want you to. Could you please come on here anytime Jimmy's away?
Absolutely.
They
I'll be
gave
the
me a
fill-in.
they gave me a list of people, and I love everybody. I go, Schmo. I go, yeah, Schmo could get on. And here you are. So I'm happy to see you. Me and you came a long way, Schmo. People don't realize the first time I met Schmo, he was
Your
with
gym.
Ally Aquinta. And I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. So you got to imagine I'm in fight camp mode and the Schmo came in and he's the Schmo. And now look, now I'm used to you. You're my good friend. I see you, I hug you, but you it's a lot to take in at first with the glass. So I didn't know. I'm like, are we getting like messed with here? Is this? And then you brought a mouthpiece in. You're like, I'm gonna have to throw with him. And I go, wait, whoa, Schmo, what's going on here? And I don't know. And I might have been a little grumpy that day. And then I remember going up to you and your wife another time, and I'm like, man, Schmo, because I got to know you a little after that, and I could tell you're a good guy. It was a lot to come at me at first, Schmo. And when I'm in fight mode, sometimes I can be like, and then now me and you are very good. You didn't get a bad first impression of me. I hope not.
Not at all. You know, I came into your facility wearing my onesie and I had pink
Okay.
socks on. So I understand. They're like, what is this guy doing? And I was in the Schmo-ment. We had Ally Aquinta and that wasn't
Did you just
enough.
say you were in the Schmo-ment?
I was in the Schmo-ment.
I don't know why. Schmo, you're the best. Hey, listen, me and you are like two peas in a pod now, buddy.
Yes,
We're
sir.
buddies.
Hey, am I going to see you in New York? I'm heading over there tomorrow morning.
You know what's great, man? I'm gonna be there in one of the suites or wherever they're watching it, and I'll be doing a little signing there, shaking hands, kissing babies. So I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna try to track down Dana when I'm there. I don't like to bother nobody, but hopefully I see you there. I don't want to be in like I don't go into the main thing or nothing, you know.
I'll text you and we'll find a way to link and we'll get a photo and we'll
100%.
snap it.
Hey, let me promote this thing properly. Dun, 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 dun. UFC 322, November 15th, New York City. The early prelims, you don't want to miss any of these. I don't want to miss any of these. Is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, FX. Prelims, 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN News, ESPN Plus, FX, Disney Plus. Main card, Schmo, you know it. I don't got to yell it. It's 10 p.m. ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Wow. Could Jack Delamattalena get it done versus Islam Makhachev? That's the question, Schmo.
That's the question. And the Schmo's going to be one of the first ones there because we're going to want to watch Bysinger Susurkayev, who's 10-0, who's 1-0 in the UFC, compete on the first fight at MSG. Early prelims. Cannot wait.
Angela Hill. Oh, man. Versus Klein. Fatima Klein. The whole card is insane. Listen, Schmo, what do you want to plug?
I just want to plug that the Schmo loves every one of you all. We appreciate you. You can follow the Schmo at the Schmo312 for everything on the socials. We do the Schmo Zone, ESPN Radio Las Vegas on Tuesdays, 2 to 3 p.m. But yeah, that's about it. I love the UFC. I love Matt Serra. I love humans.
When are you in New York again?
Tomorrow.
You're here tomorrow. How long are you in town for?
Till Sunday. I'm going to go down.
All right. If not this time, this is last second, but I would love to get you in studio next time you're in New York for my podcast. I do my own thing. And I'll plug that now. It's the Matt Serra channel, Geeking It Out with Matt Serra. I just have my next episode coming out on tomorrow is going to have the great Ray Longo in studio and we get Weidman on virtual. Ain't that fun? I do movie watch-alongs. Schmo, I do movie watch-alongs where I just watched the movie The Long Walk. Schmo, get your wife, get the popcorn, get it some tissues. There might be some tears. I don't know if you get emotional during the some movies. The Long Walk it'll get you. It'll get you right in the feels.
Kind of like The Notebook?
Nothing like The Notebook.
Okay. Did you shed a tear though during the first time you watched The Notebook?
I never seen The Notebook. Oh. But I will shed a tear if you try to make me watch The Notebook. Schmo, so much fun. I hope to see you at MSG, my friend.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Matt.
Thanks for coming on, brother. Goodbye, everybody. Take care, Schmo.